as we are going through this evening. So I thank you for taking the time for coming. Really appreciate it, and I really look forward to seeing what everybody is brought to this. Every performance is newly commissioned by Spark and by the other co-partners with this symposium, and we're very excited about being able to see new work and support new work, especially during this time of the pandemic. Okay, so I'm going to just give a brief introduction to Carron, and then we will launch off with the first performance of hers. And so, just got to go to the info. Thought I had it up, but it's gone. So here we are. So Carron Little is an artist and artistic director of Out of Sight Chicago, where she is based. She creates solo and ensemble interactive experiences that fuse poetry and performance. She is the founder and organizer of Out of Sight, which is commonly known as OOS, O little s. No, big O, little o, then the S. A public performance program dedicated to working in Chicago since 2011. During the pandemic, this has expanded into a network and a platform for sharing public performances from around the world. More recently, Carron has presented her performances in Chicago, Detroit, Maryland, Michigan in the US, and Lucerne, Switzerland, Ireland, Riga, Latvia, Liverpool in the UK, Girona in Spain, Sarajevo in Bosnia, Sofia, Bulgaria, and was the author of the 50-50 initiative, a cultural policy initiative on equity for CAA, and she sits on the Public Arts Committee in Chicago since 2010. So, with no further ado, we are going to cross over into Carron's performance, and then I'll be back.
Between microcellular data, memes and neurological wiring, information overload that pumps out exhaustion in memes and mutated language scores, operating like a silent parasite, in the corner of our room, operating like a silent parasite in the corner of our room. Mutated language scores and memes and acronyms haunt our existence for real communication between the electronic wires, shifting our brains. Neurological changes are happening between the microcellular dinner parties, the microcellular dinners. Plugged into news cycles of fiction and paranoia, sucking, sanity and human rationale. Consciousness is uprooted, bartered for junky ideas, bartered for junky ideas, bartered for junky ideas. The drip, drip, the drip, drip of the dream, 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 the drip, drip, drip of the dream, 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 the drip, drip, the drip, drip of the dream, 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 the drip, drip, the drip, drip of the dream, 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 dream. Rewired families sit down to social media dinners, each channel an ocean of distance. Each channel an ocean of distance, of distance, of distance. People living in present absence. People living in present absence, flooding a well of human loneliness, flooding a well of human loneliness. Rewired families sit down to social media dinners, each channel an ocean of distance, an ocean of distance. Social media anacronyms spread in seconds, microcellular infrastructures, breed violence and war in Ethiopia, creating a mountain of despondent youth, Microcellular infrastructures breed, creating mountains of despondent youth. Drip, drip, the drip, drip, the drain, drain. frizzled to exhaustion by infrared signals, growing up in plastic paraphernalia, How do we talk about stability and balance? How do we talk about stability and balance? Growing up in plastic paraphernalia, How do we talk about time? How do we talk about plastic paraphernalia? How do frizzled into existence, frizzled into existence by infrared signals, growing up in plastic paraphernalia, How do we talk about balance? How do we feel the horizon line? How do we feel the horizon? How does it change our perception of time and existence? In time and existence, how does it change our body? How does it change our perspective and how we think and how we feel? How does it change our perspective of how we think and how we feel? How we think and how we feel? How does it change our perspective? Living in plastic paraphernalia. How does it change? How does the horizon line change our perception of place? My place, your place. My place, your place. From one mountain time to two mountain times. So thank you all for listening. This was a performance by Queen of Luxuria, otherwise known as Carron Little. Thank you for listening to my performance tonight. Everything is made and created by myself. And big thank yous to Beau Coleman for organising this incredible event along with all the people at the Spark Research Centre and for curating this performance night in partnership with Out of Sight. And I want to, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening with all of these performances by Low Bill, Dimple Bishar, Vanessa Dion Fletcher, and Nicola Fornoni. And many thanks for tuning in and hope to see you again soon. Thank you.